because I'm from the States, you don't grow up with the same understanding of the royal family, and so while I now understand very clearly there's a global interest there, I didn't know much about him, as opposed to having grown up around different news stories or tabloids or whatever else. Anything I learned about him and his family was what he would share with me.
Hello again, Pilot here. Today I wanted to lay out Meghan and Harry's blatant contradictions. And what I mean by contradictions is anything that Harry and his wife have either said or done that directly contradicts what they've previously said on record. There's plenty to go through, so if you enjoyed this video, I'll be happy to make a part 2. Here's a quick shout out and disclaimer, and then we'll get started. This week's shout out goes to Crystal. I always love suggestions for my next videos.
Quick disclaimer, all media was found on the public domain protected by fair use of U.S. copyright law.
These are only my opinions, and I encourage you to do your own research.
Well, I didn't do any research about what that would mean.
You didn't do any research?
No. I'd never looked up my husband online.
So Meghan's claiming she's never researched or known anything about Harry or the royal family, but we have evidence that proves otherwise.
Given that I didn't know a lot about him, everything that I've learned about him, I learned through him.
So Diana's death deeply affected Meghan, and rumor has it she had her biography, but she didn't know anything about them. Okay. On Oprah, she even admitted that she knew Eugenie before meeting Harry. I don't know about you, but to me that suggests she had Harry in her sights long before they met.
Action.
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 Both Harry and Meghan are big proponents of the word action. It makes an appearance at least once every speech. If you don't believe me, go back and watch my buzzwords and parrot videos. But if you look at the time from when they left the royal family until now, what have they really put into action? Yes, they've given a lot of video speeches, photo shoots, pap walks, an infamous interview. There's also another rumor that Spotify isn't happy with Archibald's single podcast episode that was only introduced by the couple. Lots of talking, not much action.
One of the greatest challenges is undoubtedly climate change.
Climate change.
Who will need to pick up the baton on issues such as climate change. Climate change is a humanitarian issue.
Another topic the Sussexes love to lecture us on is climate change. This is when public opinion first began to turn on Harry and his wife. People started to notice the hypocrisy of their environmental speeches while they were using private jets like Uber. Don't worry, Harry has an excuse.
Occasionally there needs to be an opportunity based on a unique circumstance to ensure that my family are safe.
And we can't forget their 9-bedroom, 16-bathroom mansion for 2 people and 2 babies. I can't even fathom how much water and energy it takes to keep that place running.
Compassion.
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 The Duchess of Sussex hasn't spoken with her father since the wedding.
Compassion. Compassion is very important to the Sussexes, at least for them to receive, because we know they ain't dishing it out. Not only has Meghan not shown an ounce of compassion to her father, family, ex-husband, or friends by ghosting them, it seems Harry has followed suit. He also dropped most of his friends since Meghan, and that Oprah interview certainly didn't exude compassion, except to themselves?
Service.
Service.
Once Meghan and I were married, we were excited, we were hopeful, and we were here to serve.
Service. Another buzzword of H and his wife. One example of their version of service was when they skipped the Royal Marines Memorial in favor of awkwardly pitching Meghan's voiceover talents at a movie premiere. In the beginning, they seemed eager to serve Queen and country, but that was quickly revealed to be self-service. It's recently come out that it hadn't even been a year before they were planning their exit. What's that saying? Actions speak louder than words? And don't get me started on that clap back to the Queen. Service is universal. Pugh.
So we had in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title.
They revealed another contradiction when they accused the firm of not giving Archie a title. At the time of Archie's birth, it was said that Harry and Meghan chose not to give him a title. So, which is it? And just recently, we learned that the Sussexes were in fact offered Archie a title. It apparently wasn't the title they wanted because they rejected the earldom for the dumbest reason, in my opinion.
I know there's a lot of speculation about the couple having sort of given secret interviews for the book and having weighed in, but it really couldn't be further from the truth.
This contradiction speaks for itself. A certain royal expert tweeted that there's a huge difference between exchanging a few words with a member of the royal family on an official engagement to actually interviewing them. During her privacy court case, Meghan was forced to admit that she had in fact fed information to the authors of Finding Freedom.
Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding.
One of the main reasons for Harry and Meghan stepping down, only after the half-in, half-out proposal was rejected, of course, was so that they could be financially independent.
By the point of where my family literally cut me off financially.
Your family cut you off?
Yeah.
He acts like we'd be outraged for him. He also forgot to mention the large sum Charles had given him, around $2 million to be exact. So, which is it, Harry? It doesn't sound like you want to be financially independent.
And the moment that you are able to be liberated from all of these other opinions, then I think it's very easy to just live with truth and live with authenticity, and that's how I choose to move through the world. You know, I have, for my own self-preservation, I have not been on social media for a very long time. So I don't know what's out there. I was the most trolled person in the entire world, male or female. It's almost unsurvivable. If people are saying things about you that aren't true, what that does to your mental and emotional health is so damaging.
So, on one hand, she's saying she doesn't know what's going on or doesn't hear anything, but on the other hand, she's saying it's almost unsurvivable. Moving on!
Every single time I see a camera, every single time I hear a click, every single time I see a flash, it takes me straight back.
For a man who struggles with camera clicks, he has seemed willing and able to use them quite a bit this past year.
To take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life.
Another main reason for the Dumbartons' departure was privacy. They wanted to get away from the media intrusion, to protect their son, to live a more peaceful life, all the reasons. They've even sued over their privacy. But their moves this past year have indicated the opposite.
Thank you, Time, for including us in this very special evening.
It's such a joy to speak to you today.
Allegedly, they've hired several PR teams to make sure they stay in the headlines. They've admitted to contributing to a book that reveals several personal details, including their bathroom habits. Meghan wrote an intimate article about a miscarriage. She released a book based on a personal poem she wrote to her husband about their child. It seems privacy isn't the concern, control is. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if you want a part 2.